Okay. Looking for meat. Yeah. Don't need that. Don't need that. Where's my camera? There we are. Also don't need that. Okay. Okay, pick up here. Alright, something I forgot to do yesterday in the heat of trying to save our bacon. It was over this credit card theft thing. Which, you know, again, it will be resolved in time with a, because Wells Fargo is pretty good. It's just a matter of the timing of how fast Wells Fargo can get it straightened out. That's why I'm kind of a little pilly with immediate help. But the Star Wars, look at the teaser trailer, a little more analyzed look at that. I, for one, I'm going to be the closest thing to a ray of sunshine in our little group here, because I'm going to give JJ and in fact matter George Lucas the benefit of the doubt that they can right this ship before too long, because again, you know, in a way, Ryan Johnson taking a giant crap on the initial plan for the trilogy may be a blessing in disguise, because now they can't coast into the third one into episode 9 here and just phone it in. They have to really work for it now, and it's entirely possible the original plan was completely lame. So Johnson taking a dump on it probably helped. And again, now they really have to work their ass off to want to win back the fans. They know they're in trouble. There's a lot of happy talk going. Oh, it's fine. We won. Not what Ryan. No, Ryan did was crap, and you know it, JJ. Okay, so they are basically starting from ground zero, and it's like we need to hit this one out of the park. Now, in that regard, I'm not going to get overly excited one way or the other about a teaser trailer, because it's just supposed to tease you, give you a little hint, and for the most part, the coming in on a TIE fighter on a lone figure, yeah, it's probably is Kylo on there, and you know it's a dumb move, but then Kylo's not exactly blessed with brains in that regard either. He's a hands-on glory hound, wants to do at the end, and Rey didn't start off as a Mary Sue. But she got turned in one by Roundhead, so let's give them all a chance here. And as far as the leap, that's nothing unusual for we've seen Jedi stuff before. Remember Yoda? Okay, yeah. And frankly, Obi-Wan did that sort of thing in Phantom Menace. So come on, let's not get overly dramatic here about this. And if you think about it, how else is a lone person on the ground up against a TIE fighter, gonna handle it? Yeah, you sucker man, then double back on, drag your saber across the top of it, cut the thing in half. See nothing wrong with that, and it's gonna look like a pretty good scene. And the rest, they're building up. They're starting off from ground zero here, after the disaster that was the Last Jedi. And people aren't excited about the title. This is not a saga that's been blessed with great titles. And let's be honest, the only one with a really good title was the worst one of the entire series, The Last Jedi. That's a good title. Horrible movie. Okay. So, frankly, with a lousy title, that it might actually be a good sign. And Palpatine laughing on the, JJ kind of indicated, in an interview somewhere that bringing Palpatine in apparently was George Lucas's idea. So yeah, they've got George Lucas in to hopefully right this thing, straighten these things out. And it's too early to know what role Palpatine has in this at all. If he's even in it, it could very well be an old recording or something they found, and they've unearthed what his plans were before he got dropped into the shaft by Vader. So again, we don't know anything, and I really don't want to know anything at this point. I want to try and go into this as cold as possible. But yeah, let's just give them time here. Let's not start throwing them overboard just yet. They might be able to salvage this thing. And especially if they brought in George Lucas, that means they're serious. And I'm blanking on the guy, but he was a co-writer of Argo, and it got JJ, because this guy's coming in. So I get to play in the Star Wars. And he's enthusiastic. He's excited about it. Whereas JJ was admitting he's feeling a little burned out and overwhelmed by the oh dear God, I got to do this. And yeah, so let's give them all a chance here, okay? I mean, yeah, there's still a lot of resentment and anger built up over one the the Last Jedi itself being what it was, the way they reacted to it and treated all of us. So yeah, they still got a lot of sucking up to do over the next. Let's see, it's out in December, so yeah, we got another 8 months, and they got to do some serious damage control right now. So they ain't out of the woods by a long shot, but I'm gonna give them a chance to a chance to save themselves. Okay. And speaking of saving ourselves, yeah, those that have chipped in, it is greatly appreciated. Being able to eat for a little bit, we can, keep our, but we really do need a bunch more thrown at us here in order to make sure that when Monday rolls around, we can cover that storage unit one way or the other. And that alone, I really need about 120 bucks. I'm just gonna flat out say it. I'm not gonna pussyfoot around here. That's what we need to have on hand to cover that, to cover that storage unit. And then yeah, it's already plugged in. I can if it's not plugged in, I can do it, but I can do it on the PayPal because normally it goes through our bank card, and that's how we found out what was going on because it wouldn't go through it to check it, and that's when we discovered these idiotic charges. And also think that's going to be pretty easy to track down the culprits because it's paying the cable bill. Well, guess what? Whose bill is it? There's your asshole. And if it wasn't them, they'll know who it was, and it'll be a pretty short, search for those, jackasses. And we have been assured, yes, we will get the money back. It's between 2 to 10 business days. And unfortunately, this was kind of over the weekend when we get. So it could be Monday. It might not be until next week. In which case, we're throwing ourselves on the mercy of the guys running the storage unit. They're not sock us with a major late fee, which is possible because they know us. They seem to like us and they know our story. So, but they've also already kind of given us plenty of chances because we were playing around with the payments earlier, and they kind of no more. You got to pay it on time or else. So maybe with this being something completely out of control, they might give us some slack on this once. But I'd rather not push that. Okay, I'd rather pay them, as soon as possible on the thing, and then they won't take partial payment. It's got to be in full. So, but that's the one I was saying. Everything else we're caught up on. It's just that one storage unit. And unfortunately, I'm not quite sure which one it is, but either it doesn't matter. Both storage units have stuff that I consider pretty irreplaceable. And I've already, between evictions and having to abandon, I've already lost about half my stuff every time I left. So I'm not losing any more. Okay. This simplify your life, bitch, can stuff it right now. I know I'm not living my stuff. Okay. I like a cluttered apartment. Okay. I like stuff around. I cannot live in a Spartan environment with nothing around me. Okay. I like having stuff. I like having stuff on the walls. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not live. I'm just recording. I'm not doing live because, frankly, as much as the Wi-Fi is fine here for regular stuff. For a live stream, apparently, it's not that great. So, and that's one thing. Eventually, down the road, when we get into a place and get some decent Wi-Fi, I'm going to plan on doing a lot more of the live stream stuff too, because that's fun when it works. When it doesn't work, it's aggravating. I'm aggravating on your end because it buffers all the time, and it looks like a slideshow. And on my end, because like yesterday, I saw nothing on the chats. It was all going through somewhere else, and I was able to, after it was archived, I was able to go in and look at it later. But as it was happening, I wasn't getting diddly. So, and of course, it's most of his YouTube changed everything up, and who the hell knows how it works now. And if I can get Streamlabs working, or do it through Discord or whatever, or Twitch, either it's all a learning process. I've got all the tools, just got to figure out how to use them to build the house. So, so I got the tools, got the lumber, haven't seen a hammer in my life. So, but yeah, let's give JJ a chance to. It's ironic after all the grief I have thrown his way regarding what he did Star Trek. J.J. Abrams may be the one guy who can salvage Star Wars at this point. And again, with George Lucas in there to ride herd on him, it might actually come out and be something worthwhile. I'm still reluctant to give them the weekend. but that's going to happen anyway. I mean, Captain Marvel had far more animosity built up against, and they still, managed to crawl across the $1 billion mark. They did a lot slower than the other movies, and I will say right now that is probably the one movie I'm really in no hurry to see. I mean, I'm gonna at some point when I get a quiet time and I'm not, tied up with something else like my certain video game I'm playing with, start using because I restarted Netflix for the 30-day trial. I'm gonna start trying to catch up on the Marvel movies because the last one I saw was Ragnarok. I haven't seen Black Panther. Haven't seen the Avengers Endgame or Guardians 2, or I gotta get those locked away so get caught up. Or Ant-Man and the Wasp. But, our connection in Scotland has failed us on that regard. So, but I'm gonna start getting caught up on stuff. And I think that's about it. Also found out what was stinking in the back of the car. So one of the little food packs had some juice things in it, and also why that smell was familiar. Remind me of working fast food. And if any of you have done that, ever gone to take stuff to the dumpster? The smell at the bottom of the dumpster after you had a whole lot of every different soda had mixed in there and just kind of sickly, sweet, disgusting smell. That was the smell. And it was like a few little kind of juice packet things, some Welch's juice things. They were supposed to make slushies with them. They don't really make slushies. We had no freezing thing. But something had seeped out of it, whatever, and then thankfully it was all contained within a bag. I was able to just pluck out the salvageable bits of some tuna and a couple crackers. They all sealed up. Put them aside. Take the bag, chuck it, and it should be fine now. And like I said, first things first, we need to make sure we can keep those storage units secured. So just next at $120 done. And I will start a new pleading and e-begging for getting us to Kingsland after that. I want to first things first. Yeah. Because I know that's it. That's what I just said. Storage unit out of the way first, then Kingsland. And we do want to get back to Kingsland because we still got the hotel reservation up there. But we really want to get Vic and Chris and Michelle, get them on camera stuff and interview stuff. Hopefully on the sets too. Probably not because I know they go to the sets and it's gonna be a mob scene probably. But we can get something up and do a little thing. I mean, talk about Star Trek Continues and what are they? Get some real good content for the channel so I can really get going here. Instead it was just some doofball sitting in a Starbucks yakking. Get something to build on here. So, again, thank you to everyone who's given so far, and thank you in advance to those who will. Because I know someone out there hasn't gotten the word yet. Now's your word, okay? We need help, as always, but now, especially now. PayPal, Patreon, etc., down below, and we will talk at you later.